This is a humble LED. If you apply a voltage to its pins, it will light up, but it also works the other way around. If you expose it to light, it will induce a voltage on the pins. But can this be used to create an image? Let's find out. A normal camera uses a CCD array to create an image. A single LED camera is not a normal camera, so I'll need an XY stage to move the LED around and to simulate the CCD. I've recently bought this XY stage, which actually triggered the making of this experiment, so now I have to make a frame to make it more useful. I decided to test the sensor before assembling it to the XY stage. Please try to ignore the vintage oscilloscope that I'm using and rather try to focus on the noise that we're seeing. But if I average it out over a multiple of a period, I get a very steady signal. So I went on and attached the sensor on the stage. But before doing that, I needed a spacer. So I 3D printed a spacer that made possible attaching the board to the XY stage. And we're scanning. The board that's actually doing the scanning is a separate board. It's an Arduino plus drivers. I'll show you now this whole assembly. This is the whole assembly. We have the XY stage with the LED, and also worth noting is that the microcontroller that I'm using has an operational amplifier incorporated, so I'm actually amplifying the signal without any additional wiring. Then on the other side we have our subjects already waiting in line, well lit to maximize the amount of light that's falling onto the LED, and in between I have a lens that projects the image and focuses it just exactly where the LED is. So if I add a screen in the same plane as the LED, we can see that the image is well projected on the paper, and as the LED will move along the image of the cube, it will hopefully make an image of it. Now before we start, I'd like to add that there are 3 softwares running. One is on the Arduino doing the movement, one is on the ST board doing data acquisition, and a Python script synchronizing both. Now without further ado, let's start the photo shooting. Hold on, this is going to be intense. first image that I've made was a 50 by 50 pixel large image of a cube, and although it doesn't seem much, I was very excited to actually recognize the object. This is the image, plotted with matplotlib after being saved into a CSV file. The next thing I tried was this Lego figure, but you can see that the result is not that great. So for the next step, I tried to make the aperture on the LED smaller, and I've also lowered the step. I made the step of the stepper motor smaller to increase resolution. And this is the result. It's much better. You can see some features like the zipper and the patch on the shirt. The face is a little burnt out, so we have a very low dynamic range, but who would have thought? Lastly, I tried something bigger. This is a Volkswagen bus. The image is 300 by 300 pixels, and it took about 11 hours to make. The white area at the bottom is not some artifact, it's just the fact that the sun came up the next morning. This is everything that I had planned for this video. I will probably return to this project at a later time and try to increase resolution and the speed of acquisition. I think that the limiting factor here is the capacitance of the LED. But for now, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed it and maybe consider subscribing.